Hello, friends. Welcome to another Stamp With Me Tuesday. You know what? I think I don't have, there we go. All right. Making sure I get all the things right. I think my audio was just messed up. Hopefully I just fixed it all and it's all good. Welcome to another Stamp With Me Tuesday. Tonight, we are going to use a brand new card sketch to make a super easy handmade card. I have extra samples for you, new product to share with you, all sorts of good stuff. So I'm really, really excited. If you are here and joining me live, let me know, have you ever sat down with a brand new stamp set, just like this new Perfectly Pears stamp set, sat down with it and you were really excited to get it, and then it shows up on your doorstep and you're like, well, what do I do with this now? I don't know where to get started. Has that ever happened to anyone? Because I know it happens to me all the time. And that is why I love card sketches, because they're going to help you take a new stamp set, take something you haven't used before and make something with it. All right. Without as much thought or with just a little bit of extra help, right? A little extra help to get you going. So let me know in the comments. If you are watching the replay, I'd love to know your experience as well when you get brand new stamp sets. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I am Heidi with Onigo Stamping. I'm going to help you reconnect with your inner artist by using stamps, ink, and paper to make beautiful handmade cards and gifts, just like the one we are going to make tonight. So all the dimensions for tonight's card are in the description of this video. You can also pop over to my website. I have a new blog post with these cards, and you can get the free downloadable project sheet, which also has the measurements, or it will be in tomorrow's email. So if you're on my email list, you can also get it that way. And if you're not on my email list, you'll want to get on, because each week I send out free tutorials and free project sheets. So Kathy, you just got the pear set. Oh, it's such a good one. Joan, that's why you watch videos. Yeah, videos can really help too. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make my workspace look just a little bit bigger. There we go. We're going to start off by just taking a quick peek at this Painterly Pears bundle or suite, because I absolutely love it. It is so, so pretty. So it comes with the Perfectly Pears stamp set, which is pears. I know, fruit. Like, who thinks of fruit for cards? But I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. So, and it's got some great stamps, some great sentiments. Congratulations, a friend is a gift, hello, thank you, and friend. So just some really simple things. So that's the stamp set. It also has this fabulous gold and mossy meadow ribbon. That's beautiful. It has some low profile sparkle dots, which are kind of hard to see, but they sparkle. They're really pretty. And they come in the Darling Duckling, Mossy Meadow, and Secret Sea. And then, of course, they have dies, and we'll take a look at those in just a little bit when we go to use them. And then they have the Painterly Pears pattern paper. That's really hard to say. The designer series paper. And this is what the A side or the front side looks like. And it's got all these beautiful pears on it. And I got it going the wrong direction, of course. Isn't that pretty? There's this one, which would make a great scrapbooking layout. We have this one. The dies, of course, are going to cut out these pears. We have a Darling Duckling piece, which is pretty as well. And then one with just some pears on it. So, so sweet. And then, of course, we have the B side or the flip side, which has some gorgeous patterns and things like Mossy Meadow, Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Petal Pink, Old Olive, and then some little branches with some Darling Duckling on them. So it's really, really sweet paper. Absolutely love it. That's what I'm going to use tonight. Before I get started, I want to give you an example of a card sketch. I know there's so many things. I have so many things tonight. So this is the card sketch that I made for this month's Creativity Made Simple tutorial bundle, card sketch and tutorial bundle. That's what we're going to call it. This was my card sketch for this month. This month's bundle is going to feature the Impressions of Bloom stamp set, which is so sweet. I love that stamp set. It's like my favorite flower stamp set right now. There's 3 different card sketches in it and 6 different tutorials. I'll give you a sneak peek at my cards. So here are my cards. And you can see how I took that sketch. So this one takes it, well, I guess this goes the other direction. But anyway, just flips it. There we go. And then I took it and I turned it on its side and we did it like this. So you can do it either direction. So easy. Hello, Susie and Kathy. Welcome, welcome, and Sharon. So that is in the Creativity Made Simple card sketch or card template and tutorial bundle, whatever the heck it's called. This is the sketch we are making tonight. All right. So I'm going to take this and we're going to turn this into a card. And I think you're going to love it. So I'm going to start. Actually, let's start by doing our stamping. So I'm going to start with the center right here. And I'm going to take my 2-inch circle punch. I'm just going to punch a piece of basic white. All right. Just going to punch a piece of basic white. Now this circle could be whatever size you want to make it. All right. And you'll see on my sample cards, I've made it all different sizes. But I'm going to cut just a 2-inch circle punch. I'm going to grab some scrap paper here. My scrap paper is kind of a big mess right now because I didn't get out a fresh sheet. So we're just going to use a really cruddy one. Hopefully it's not too distracting. And I'm going to pull out the pears. I'm going to start by stamping the pears with Secret C. Secret C is like my new favorite neutral color. Okay, I'm loving stamping in this. It's almost black, but it's just a little bit blue. And especially with these designer series papers that have a little bit of that blue in it, they just seem to like sing a little bit more. Like it pulls out that blue a little bit. It just works just a little bit better than using black. So I've totally been loving the Secret C. And I'm going to stamp these 2 little pears on here. This little bundle of pears. And I'm going to stamp the inside of them with Darling Duckling. Okay, let me see. Yeah, we'll do Darling Duckling. All right. So, and this is a 2-step stamp set. So there are 2 stamps to do this image. We have the outside and then we have the insides of the pears. So we're just going to line that up. And the inside has that photorealistic quality to it. So it's going to give you shading all on its own, which is so cool. All right. And then I'm going to grab my petal pink. I'm going to add a little petal pink to my pears. All right. Because my card is going to be kind of petal pink. I want to pull in some of that. So there's this little speckle stamp in here. And I'm just going to take this. I'm going to ink it up in petal pink. And I'm going to stamp it on the side of my pears. And it just kind of gives them a little bit of pinkish speckle to it. Isn't that sweet? Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And that little speckle works on the small pears and the larger pears as well. So it's going to work on both of them. All right. I'm going to use, you know what? I'm going to use Old Olive on this. I think. I'm going to start with some Old Olive. I'm going to color in my leaves with Old Olive. And I'm starting with the light. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a second stamp for the leaves. On the big pear, there is. There's a separate leaf that you can stamp. But on the little ones, there's not. So I'm just using my Stampin' Blends to color this just a little bit. I'm going to color in some of the darker Old Olive. And then I'm going to go back over it with the light again, just to blend it out just a little bit. So go back over that with the light. Just like that. And then I'm going to come in with my light pecan pie. Now, I almost always use the brush tip on my Stampin' Blends. It really is personal preference, but for these tiny little stems, I am going to use the bullet tip. They are teeny tiny. So just coming in there with the pecan pie, and then I'm going to grab my dark pecan pie and add just a tiny, tiny bit of shading, if I can. Just a little bit. I'm kind of doing it light, just like that. All right. And there are my pears. So check those out. Aren't those sweet? So, so sweet. So easy. All right. Now for the sentiment, what's really cool is in the die set, which of course the die set, I put it, who knows where. In the die set, let's check out these dies because there's really cool dies. we do have the large pear, and then this would cut out the small pears. If I wanted to cut out the small pears, there's a die to cut out a whole branch. This is to cut the stem for the large pears. There's some flowers, little flowers, this kind of crosshatch thing. And then there are these 2 dies that will cut out sentiments, which I think is really awesome. I'm going to use the small one because I'm just going to use the little tiny hello sentiment for this. So I cut a couple of these already today. I already have some white cardstock on here. We're just going to add my little die in there, and I'm just going to cut this out. I would use my little mini die cut machine. I have somehow lost one of the plates for my mini die cut machine. I have no idea where it is. It probably fell on the floor somewhere, and I just have to crawl around on the floor and find it. Does that happen to you? Do you have things that just magically like jump off your table and onto the floor? Because I do. They just magically go poof, and then they're on the floor and they're lost. So hopefully I can find it. If not, I'll have to get another one. All right, I'm going to put the die away before I lose it, because that's also very easy to do. Hello, Kina and Lisa, Ruth. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you guys are here. All right, so I have this little teeny tiny, it's so small. Look at that. It's so tiny. Teeny tiny little piece of white. Now, I could have stamped first. I decided to cut first and then stamp. It's really, you know, it's up to you. Whatever you like to do. I do it both ways. Sometimes I do one, sometimes I do the other. Tonight, I cut first, and I'm just going to ink up this little tiny hello with the secret C again. And I'm just going to stamp it on there. It's so tiny. So tiny. It's this little teeny tiny script. Hello. Let me hold that up so you can see it. Isn't that sweet? You have to look for them or the dogs will get, oh no. Luckily my cat does not do that. All right, so I'm going to do some petal paint for this. So I have the card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4, and I'm just going to fold it in half to make a standard card base. Okay, and then we're going to do a whole bunch of layering. I'm going to bring back in my card sketch so you can see it. Let's see if we can do these both in the same. Oh, I froze just a little bit. Hopefully that comes back up. Give it just a minute. My hands are frozen. I don't think my voice is frozen. It's just my hands. I don't know why. Do I dare touch anything? Oh, there we go. Or maybe going again. Ugh. My phone is just not working as well. I do not know what is going on with it. All right, so I'm just going to adhere this piece of the pattern paper to my petal paint card base. All right, let's see. Hello, phone. What is going on? I think it's just getting hot. Just gonna make sure there's nothing popped up on the screen here. Oops. There we go. Oh, that's why. There, let's see if that works better now. There we go. All right, let's see if this comes back. I think so, maybe. All right, so I've just adhered that piece of pattern paper to my petal pink. Sorry about that. Something got bumped on my phone, of course. All right, and then I'm pulling in this petal pink one, and I just cut this. This is 2.5 inches by 4.5 inches, and the petal pink underneath is 2 5/8 by 4 5/8. So I'm just going to start by adhering this to the petal pink. And this is why I chose petal pink, just for this layer right here. This is like, I don't know, the hero layer or something, the really, really pretty paper. I have another sample. I can't wait to show you using this set as well. But I turned it vertically. So really cool. All right, we're going to add this piece right here. Okay, super easy so far. Now, I need to cut this banner end. So I am using this Darling Duckling piece, and I'm going to come in with my scissors, with my paper snips, and I'm just going to snip in the center, just up a little ways. And then I can come in from the corner and snip to the end of that little cut. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And that makes that little banner end super easy. So now, slide that up. I'm going to adhere this to the piece of petal pink. This piece of pattern paper is 1.5 by 3 3/4. And the petal pink is 1 5/8 by 3 7/8. Now, when I adhere this, I'm going to put the top all the way at the top. I'm not going to leave a border at the top, just at the sides and the bottom. All right, and I'll show you what I mean. So you can see that I did not leave a border at the top. We're going to make that flush, okay? Because it's going to come up here and it's going to kind of use the top of the card as its border. So then I need to cut this in a banner too. And I'm just going to line up my scissors as straight as I can and just try to snip it that way. Now, if you wanted to, if you have like, there's different punches and stuff you could use for this. I just sometimes cut them. All right. It's just a little. All right. So there we go. I have a banner end on the bottom of that. Okay. Easy peasy. Now I like my banners to be flapping in the wind. So I'm going to add some dimensionals to the bottom, just to the bottom of my banner. And then the top, I'm going to put on my green glue. So we got green glue at the top and dimensionals at the bottom. Now this is going to line up all the way to the top of the green. Okay, like I said, that petal pink at the top is going to be the border to the top of it. Okay. Let's try to get that on there straight. There we go. Super cute. Now I can come in. The last thing is to put on our circle, and this circle is going to go right here. And then once we get the circle on, I'm going to come in and we're going to add our sentiment. Your sentiment could be just on your circle if you wanted to, but I decided to add it as an extra. So I'm going to add this circle flat with some green glue. Excuse me. All right, so this is coming in flat right on here. I'm going to try to get my pears straight. There we go. I'm running this off the edge just a little bit. You can center it in the center if you want. Now, this is not part of this suite. Remember I said that there is that beautiful mossy meadow and gold ribbon. That's this ribbon right here. This is what is in the suite, but there is another suite of products that is the Charming Day suite. And in that suite, there is this beautiful petal pink braided trim. And since we had so much petal pink, I want to use this, but it's a little too big for me. So what I did, I cut a piece, I just cut a length, and then I started tearing it apart. So I'm just going to pull out 2 strands, and it's basically just like twine. So I have petal pink twine now. Yay! So just deconstructing that. And we'll take it and we will tie this in a bow and fix it up, make it look nice. Make it look fancy schmancy. All right, and then this, I think we'll put over here. And then we're going to put our hello over top of the knot. Okay, so we're just going to put this together like that. Okay. So to put on my petal pink twine, I'm going to grab the mini glue dots. And with these mini glue dots, they're a little bit hard to see, but they're kind of shiny-ish. You can kind of, when you're close, you can see them. And I just put the center of my twine on there and then peel it off. And that's going to pull up that glue dot. You can just bring this in and adhere it down on top of my pears, okay, where I want it. And then I'm going to put on this hello, and I'm going to use some mini dimensionals, some mini Stampin' Dimensionals on here, and put them on the outsides. And then this goes over that knot right in there. Okay, so we're just adding that hello. I'm going to trim up the edges, and then I think I will add, we're going to add some sparkle dots too. But do you see how that looks like the sketch? Isn't that cool? I love sketches. I love sketches. Okay, where'd those sparkle dots go? We're going to add some sparkle dots. Maybe some Darling Duckling sparkle dots. Or do we want green? You know what? I think I'm going to go with green. Let's go with green. Let's add some green sparkle dots on here. So I'm going to grab a big one. There. Let's grab a little one. Right there. And we'll grab a second little one and we'll just put it right up here. There we go. All right, there's our card. What do you think? Oh, so pretty. You want to see the other one I made with this suite of products? So I wanted to try this sketch and turn it this way. All right, which I did. Let me show you. So we have this one, and then we have this one. That's this way. It's like the same. It's the same, but it's not the same. And I use different papers. And I love how like moody this is. This pattern paper right here, it's like so dark and moody looking. And we have the thank you on there. My phone does not want to properly focus on that, but isn't that pretty? So pretty, gorgeous. And I add the sparkle dots on there too. So you can do that sketch either direction. It works really great. That is with the Painterly Pears suite. And then another new suite that we have that just came out today. So the Painterly Pears just came out today. We have the new Spooky Sweet pattern paper, which comes with some of those punch out die cuts. So I use those for the images on here. And then the sentiment is from the Fright Night stamp set. And I added some of the little shimmer foam stars. And I love that there's little eyeballs that are peeking out of these windows under there. It's hard to see, but anyway, a fun Halloween card. Although I feel like it is way too soon for Halloween. All right. I have two more. So then I made a birthday card. This birthday card is using the Encircled with Love stamp set. And can you guess what this pattern paper is? These cute dots and the stripes. And there's some like music notes over here on crushed curry. Any ideas what that pattern paper is? I will tell you. I'm really wanting to know if anyone can guess what it is, because I feel like the B-sides of this pattern paper that I used are not getting enough love. So no guesses so far. So I'll go ahead and tell you, this is the Turtley Cute Designer Series paper. The other side is all turtles, but I love these stripes and polka dots and the music notes. I just love it. I think it is perfect for birthday cards. And then these little embellishments right here. This is the antique pearls, and I colored them with the cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler, what do I want to say? Stampin' blends. My words are just going away. All right. Here is a total sneak peek for you. Okay. Total sneak peek. This is the new, it's going to come out in September. So it is not available yet. You're not going to find the supply list for this over on my website because it's not even up to put a supply list together for. This is the brand new Peaceful Garden. It is going to be fabulous. There are like Christmas sentiments in here, but there's also wedding and sympathy, thinking of you. So it's going to be great for all this. And I thought this made a really sweet wedding card. Isn't that beautiful? And it's all in shades of blue. So we got Secret Sea and Cloud Cover, Misty Moonlight, and just gorgeousness. So that one worked really well too. So there we go. There are my samples from tonight. So many cards using the same sketch. And I love it. I love it. I love card sketches. Anyway, I hope that you will use the sketch and you will make your own card. I'm going to go over to the Onigo Stamping Facebook page. I'm gonna post a picture of a grouping of these cards. I don't know what I'm gonna post. I'm gonna go over there and post it. And if you use this sketch to make a card, I hope that you will drop a picture of your card in the comments so that we can all see it and see what it looks like with all different stamps and papers and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I will be back next week, Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, we are going to do a fun fold that is super fun. It's a great way to show off both sides of your pattern paper. So I hope you all come join me next Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will see you there. Otherwise, have a great holiday weekend and stay safe out there.